Well, good evening. Welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School basketball. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro with Phil Hill and Jim Allinder for tonight's game featuring the Lady Bears of East Brunswick against Perth Amboy. And Jimmy, what can we say about East Brunswick that hasn't been said or written?
That's true. Ever since that Piscataway game, boy, I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of notoriety, but there have been a few tense moments with East Brunswick. In a recent game against J.P. Stevens, played right here at East Brunswick Gym, they should have lost, quite frankly. If it wasn't for a prayer three-pointer thrown up, that would have been a problem for East Brunswick. So they legitimately should have lost that game.
Right.
So the problem for East Brunswick, according to Reggie Carney, the coach, has been the fact that they haven't been sticking with the tenacious defense that they've been known for. They haven't been dominating the backboards and inside the paint like they're used to. And then they haven't been experiencing the good transition that they want.
Okay.
Reggie says they look kind of tired, but they've had a couple of days off with exams and things of that nature. So he's hoping that they get back into a rhythm. And this Perth Amboy team is the team to get that rhythm back.
All right, with that intro, Phil, what do you have to say?
Well, Jimmy may well be right. Perth Amboy comes in here at 3-12, John, so they haven't had a very good season. Nevertheless, they're coming off a big win over Franklin last night, 50-41, and their leading scored, Dewega Blake scored 29 points, so they do have someone on the team that can put up firepower. Quite frankly, this is an extremely young team, not a senior on it, made up of freshmen and sophomores and one junior. Talked to Coach Francine Demko, and she says she's just rebuilding. She's truly rebuilding, fighting a lot of different things. Some of the kids don't speak English, and it's just not that they speak Spanish, but you got two kids that speak only Polish on the team, so communication itself. But she's having a lot of fun. She says they're going to be competitive. They did the last time they played up the Bears. One of their goals was to keep Erica Ware under 10 points, and they held her 3 points. So, they pick out small-time goals and then see if they can accomplish them. A very young team. They're going to have a very difficult time tonight dealing with this Bear team.
All right, let me throw it open to you guys about East Brunswick as we begin to pan back and look at the Lady Bears. Jimmy, you mentioned that maybe they're showing some effects of being tired. It's been a long season, a lot of pressure on them. I mean, they're 15-2. They're ranked second in the state by the Star Ledger. I got to think that this is where you start to look for some of that peaking that as you get near the end of the season and move into tournament time.
Sure, absolutely. Don't forget, this is only really a second year of this East Brunswick resurgence, and if there was going to be a time where they were going to get a little lackadaisical, maybe this was it. Even the best teams go through these types of periods where they have a sort of a lull, but they're fired up. They come to the games fired up, but I just think subconsciously the team's relaxing a little, especially after that big win against Piscataway.
Well, let me tell you, I heard about the J.P. Stevens game, and Jimmy, you said it's a game that they should have lost. They were lucky, but I think it was Vince Lombardi who says luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And let's face it, the Bears have due practice for just that type of situation, with time running out, taking a three-point shot. Reggie Carney's teams practice that, they hit it. The mark of a very good team is when you do have an off night and you're able to play and you're still able to win. So you got to give them some credit there. I talked to some fans that were at the game, the Borak family, neighbors of Katie Whalen, and Bob said that they were off. They were trying to hit that outside shot and it just wasn't going down. Once Akara tied it up at the buzzer with that three-pointer, once they went into overtime, they went back to trying to get the ball down to Erica Ware, and that's where they pulled it out in overtime. So they were just off, but they came through.
Reggie called that an act of God, by the way, that victory. Miraculous.
Well, we don't know what we'll see tonight in terms of the opposition for East Brunswick, and with Perth Amboy, as Phil said, they are young. But there are signs I think we'll need to look for with East Brunswick, and that is, are they picking up the pace? Are they doing the kind of things that Reggie wants to see done as they get ready for a tournament time? And we'll be back with the start of the East Brunswick-Perth Amboy game after this timeout. All right, the teams are about ready to come out at center court. And we're going to get this game underway. East Brunswick against Perth Amboy. East Brunswick in the home green, Perth Amboy in their visitors white. And we had a national anthem tonight that was sung by Jennifer Baker.
She sang it very well, too.
She did.
Right.
Yeah, we want to take note of the fact that Erica Weir is not starting for East Brunswick, and we'll get to some of the starting lineup as we move along. But Jan Prissup's jumping center, and she's not sure, but does a fine job, but it'll go over to the Panthers.
Yeah,
this is Dewega Blake.
I was going to say Erica's sister, Keisha, is starting in her place.
And Perth Amboy coming out aggressively and scores the first bucket.
And
that was Maria Diaz.
That might be the only lead that Perth Amboy sees tonight, but at least they got one.
King to Mataseski off the rim. And Diaz with the rebound. And Phil, you said Dewega Blake. She must be the person for Perth Amboy.
You see how she opened up. She's very loose and whatnot. A little out of control, but the way she's patting that ball, she looks like a player. And
stolen by Mataseski. She's got Prissup underneath and a little bit far. East Brunswick a little bit tight here.
I was going to say very uncharacteristic of Kara.
I don't think they're tight, John. I just think they may be a little too loose.
Diaz keeps it alive for Perth Amboy. Shot short by Velez, and this is Prissup. She'll give it over to Whalen across to Mataseski, who will take the shot. Again off the rim. She follows up, however, with her own rebound. Keisha Weir finally puts it in, and East Brunswick ties it at 2.
Kara 0 for 3 from the outside, but quite willing to take that shot.
Blake being pressured, gets it away. And the shot won't go for the Panthers. Quickly, the outlet pass. Mataseski has Whalen down the wing. Left-handed layup.
Well, one thing Amboy's going to have to do, and that's going to get back on defense. They were caught, and there really wasn't any reason for that.
And the thing about it, the Bears had 3 players back.
Stolen by Whalen, but Blake will keep it in play. And a foul's got to be called on Whalen. Perth Amboy will set things up. Bonilla throws one up. Rebound won't go, and East Brunswick quickly back into its transition game. Mataseski across court to King. She has the shot. Won't go as Mataseski follows up, is left alone and will take it. And Kara is a little cold starting off.
Good block by
foul against Mataseski.
Velez.
Yes.
Just a freshman, nice block.
And one thing you have to worry about when the game is very loose is fouls. You tend to lose your concentration a bit, and East Brunswick already has 2 team fouls.
And they're going to pull the trap on Perth Amboy at every opportunity.
Travel against Perth Amboy. It'll go over to the Bears.
And Lillian Bonilla taking too many steps.
King will bring it up quickly to the corner as Whalen. Looking inside for someone.
Phil, Perth Amboy is playing real tight on that zone, allowing East Brunswick to shoot from the outside.
Right.
King finds net to put East Brunswick on top 6-2.
And that's going to cost them. You're right, Jim. They're in that 1-2-2 zone. And
stolen by Whalen after knocked away by King. Here's the pass to Mataseski, and she's fouled.
That'll be Bonilla.
Bonilla called for the foul.
And as you look at Kara coming off a 22-point performance against Raritan the other night.
She makes the first. Makes it 7-2 East Brunswick.
Set Lebron in for Perth Amboy.
And 8-2. Blake again will bring it up for the Lady Panthers.
Now watch this trap.
Knocked away by Prisup, and they're going to call a foul on her.
And that's a reach in. They got to call that anytime you do that.
Perth Amboy looking to get something going after scoring the initial basket of the game. Blake showing some ball handling skills. Looks inside, knocked away by King, but Prisup stepped on the line. She's out of bounds.
And I tell you, take a good look at the Wiga Blake. She's a sophomore and seems to have a good feel for the game. And Mataseski with the steal. Ooh, mercy.
A little tough.
I'll tell you, tied
Bodies
up.
meeting bodies.
I'll tell you, Keisha Weir turning in, and Lisa LeBron, Lisette LeBron, tying her up.
Scores 8-2, East Brunswick by 6 as Mataseski drives, dishes it off to Weir, and she's fouled.
That's good feed.
Excellent feed by Kara.
As we've come to expect from her.
Foul against LeBron. And Lori McGinnis will come in for East Brunswick. Mataseski will catch a breather. Keisha Weir at the line.
All right, Lori was injured for quite a long time. She had not seen a lot of action, but now she's getting in.
Keisha looking to add the 10th point. A little wide. Saved by McGinnis, but she's on the line. It'll go over to Perth Amboy. First quarter action from East Brunswick High School. Bears on top, 9-2. Perth Amboy comes in with a 3-12 record. East Brunswick 15-2 as it's stolen by Prisup. She'll take it herself right to the glass, and she's fouled. Ball rolls off the rim.
And you notice Jan went up with the right hand there. Probably, if she would have went up with the left, might have got the foul. It's amazing how much we come to expect of these teams now. We expect them always on the appropriate side to go up with the appropriate hand, but
I thought you missed that, Phil. I was going to ride you a little bit.
We were paying attention to that, absolutely.
But no, again, it's a good point. Great expectations. The Reggie Carney coach team, you know he drills it.
Jan makes it 10-2, Bears by 8. And a fairly good crowd on hand, although awfully quiet at the moment. And East Brunswick with an 8-point lead. Bonilla throws one up and over. And Mataseski's back in, Whalen is out.
Okay, Lillian Bonilla, just a sophomore, out of control.
These are all youngsters.
King gives it to McGinnis. McGinnis has it knocked away. Blake comes up with it. She's tied up and has it taken by Weir. Oh. Official was a little quick on the whistle. He calls back court.
And the fans didn't like it.
Well, it brought him to life anyway. Bonilla having trouble controlling the dribble. Looks inside for LeBron, but won't go as McGinnis comes up with the steal. Quickly, King to Prisup. And Prisup just drives right to the hoop. Makes it 12-2. East Brunswick continues to put pressure on Perth Amboy. Blocked by King, stolen by McGinnis. King comes up with it again. And look at her fight. It'll be a jump ball.
And you see the smile on Colleen's face, but she did a good job, blocked the ball and then tied it up. And any team that plays the Bears are going to have to contend with that, the way they help out with each other and the great defense that they play.
All right, we have another substitution here. Varela in.
Varela comes in, number 23, as Perth Amboy keeps possession. Blake, short.
Phil, they're really having
Varela
difficult.
has a man down court, and that's Prisup. Misses the layup. I take that back, a lady down court. Blake on the drive, won't go. And boy, this is getting rough inside.
I'll tell you, Varela showing a little action. First pulled down the rebound and then was right where the action was, tying the ball up.
This is the tenacious defense that Reggie Carney was talking about, though. Perth Amboy has barely been able to get the ball up court, much less get a shot off. And I had said early on that 2-0 lead might be Perth Amboy's only lead, and I think that's the way it's going to be. But wow, they're playing tough.
And I'll tell you, I'm looking at how hard the Panther players are breathing.
Prissup saves it. Whalen to McGinnis. Back to Prissup.
Nice
Great ball handling.
Nice movement.
And East Brunswick converts to make it 14-2. And East Brunswick comes up to meet Perth Amboy. Bonilla gets rid of it, but she gives it to Mataseski.
Mataseski took a walk, but no call.
Kara dribbles and drives and lays it in.
Good one. Elected to keep that.
I'll tell you, she scooped and hooped. I'll tell you, nice shot.
Bears by 14, 16-2.
And they're closing in again.
Blake hasn't made one yet from that side.
You, and it's just because of the Bear defense, but you see the potential in the young lady.
Down court quickly to Whalen. She'll take the three-pointer. Mataseski follows up. And a foul inside is going to be called against Whalen.
Probably Katie, yes.
And I believe that's Katie's second foul.
Well, East Brunswick's pretty much having its own way as far as a shot selection.
Substitutes again, Keisha Weir and Colleen King in for East Brunswick. We have about a minute left in this first quarter. East Brunswick having their way with Perth Amboy, 16-2. Blake will put it up.
And Blake Forsey now.
She's caught and she gives it right over to Mataseski. Down court is Varela. Misses the layup, but it'll stay East Brunswick's way.
Like a horde of wide receivers, Phil, going out for the long bomb each time.
I thought the ball went off Keisha Ware. However, it's called green ball.
Well, Perth Amboy takes a timeout. They're trailing 16-2, and with that timeout, we'll check in with Reggie Carney.
Get the board.
Right here.
Holy Christ, what happened to it? Jesus. I know I have a temper. All right, where are we at? This side? All right, calm. Okay, Kara, I want you on the opposite side this time, okay? So we got Mo up top. We got Katie here going here. We got Keisha here. You can go to Katie for the three, or they'll probably forget Kara on this side. So again, Kara's going to Jan slot. She's going to look to go the weak side three-pointer. Kate will be the ball side. All right, come on, let's get one. Come on, good job. All right, hustle. 1, 2, 3, hustle.
Okay, Jim. To expound on what you were saying about they were lucky, you said Reggie Carney said, in fact, they were lucky to win that J.P. Stevens game.
Right.
Again, as pointed out there, it doesn't make any difference what the score is. He's constantly coaching, and he has them prepared. That's my point.
Well, again, they look well prepared tonight. They're leading by 14. 35 seconds remaining first quarter. Whalen drives underneath, gets it to King. They're looking to set something up. The play that was just diagrammed, but Mataseski will go right to the hoop, and there's Keisha underneath. Mataseski. 20 seconds remaining. East Brunswick in the lead, 18-2. Blake, she's fouled. And I think it'll be called against Varela.
And DeWega Blake laboring, I mean, she's all over the court, but she cannot get anything off. And as I said before, credit that great Bear defense. But DeWega Blake is going to be one of the premier players in the area. As I pointed out against Franklin last night, she scored 29 points.
Well, she's at the line, looking to add some points to Perth Amboy's rather anemic showing thus far. And she does.
And she comes in this game averaging 17.5 points per game. So she knows how to put it up.
Misses the second. And East Brunswick, Whalen pulls it down, looks down court. There's Mataseski by herself. Easy layup. When with 1 second remaining, that should do it. First quarter here from East Brunswick. Bears on top, 20-3.
Kara's going after her points. Had a chance to feed off underneath, but elected to take the shot, but that's okay. I mean, everybody's going to get an opportunity to score tonight.
Phil, I think one thing that, if you talk about coaching jobs,
Yeah.
the coach from Perth Amboy certainly has the tougher task.
She has a tougher task, as I pointed out, very young team. She mentioned that she has a total of 21 freshman youngsters in the program. You're looking at Francine Demko there, and she's upbeat about it. She knows they're young. She knows they're going to have to build, and she's doing it the right way with the young players. In a few years, you're going to hear from Perth Amboy, but she has a very positive attitude, and we're just chuckling. As I pointed out, she has to deal with the language barrier as well. A lot of the kids Hispanic, but she also has 2 Polish kids there that only speak Polish. So I mean, communication is a big deal, but she has the right attitude about it. So you can expect to hear from Perth Amboy in the future.
Well, certainly working with you guys, I know what she's going through.
Dubsha.
Listen, got to be impressed with East Brunswick's ability to get open for shots. They're moving around real well. If you watch here, you see them constantly moving, looking for the open shot.
Prissip turns around, won't go. Weir. Ball just rolls out like it had a lid over it. But Jimmy, I think the other thing about East Brunswick in terms of what Perth Amboy can or can't do, they can't keep up with that speed. They're very methodical on the court. They're young, they're learning. Shot blocked by Keisha Weir. Outlet quickly to Colleen King. King brings it up. Gives it over to Mataseski. Prissip will take the shot and hits with a Panther in her face.
Well, she's got 7 points now.
And I'll tell you, we do a lot of talking about Kara and Erica, but Jan just may be the steadiest player all the way around.
Oh, a little up and around shot there by Valez. Looked pretty.
I'll tell you.
Whalen. And Mataseski unable to control it.
Katie's not set. She's a little too anxious, and she's just not relaxed when she's going up with that shot.
And that's what Reggie was just talking to her about on the sideline.
Blake looking for the lane, finds it, drives, loses control of it. And I agree, Phil, a lot of talent there.
A lot of talent, has yet to develop, and against some of the weaker teams, she can get away with it. With the team with the talent of the Bears, it's very difficult.
Prissip. Boy, she's got the shot tonight.
Yes, she does.
24-5, East Brunswick. Velez showing some skills there, but she turns it over and gives it to Prissip.
They just don't expect teams to be where the Bears are defensively, no matter what they do.
Prissip all the way.
I'll tell you.
She's putting on a show.
She was going through she was going to make that basket regardless.
And again, another turnover.
Good
Quickly,
pass.
Bears, King to Whalen, pulls it back out, gives it to King. Cross court is Mataseski. She'll set and shoot. Short, however. Bonilla with the rebound. And she has
A pick there.
yeah, she's got
a moving screen.
a blocker down court.
Oh, really?
And they call the foul on Whalen.
DeWego running interference down there, and nobody said a word. Jerry Yonchuk should check out that block, and I'll tell you. Nice job. If you can get away with it.
Well, on the flip side of that, Katie Whalen picked up her third foul. And the shot by Bonilla makes it 26-6, cuts East Brunswick's lead to 20. And the southpaw, Phil, hits her second. King looking to walk straight down court, but she was stopped, gives it to Prissip, who gets it off to McGinnis.
Good pass.
Back inside, nice play by Bonilla to take it away. And the Panthers showing some speed. Bonilla, and she hits. Foul should be on Colleen King, I believe.
And Lillian Bonilla showing some determination herself. Driving to the basket, putting it up, and drawing the foul. And you take a good look at Lillian. She's just a sophomore.
Well, Phil, I think you're right. In 3 or 4 years, we may be hearing about this Perth Amboy team. And you got to take your lumps early. They got to have the experience, gain that experience.
They're taking their lumps. They're 3-12, but hopefully they're growing from it.
Well, we've been doing this long enough to know that what goes around comes around.
That's a fact.
East Brunswick. Bad pass that time by Prissa. 26-10 is our score. Colleen King somehow gets her hands on it, knocks it away to Prissa. Jan will look to Mataseski. And they'll give it back to Prissa. She'll take the shot. Off the rim. Keisha keeps it alive. Hook. McGinnis.
And I tell you, gentlemen, the Lady Panthers are tired. They are all breathing very hardly. Of course, Reggie has had the luxury of substituting rather liberally, and Panthers haven't done quite the same.
Shot that time, three-pointer, Mataseski. She's pretty comfortable with that position.
Leading three-point scorer for East Brunswick. We don't have the updated figures, but she is far and away the leading three-point shooter for East Brunswick.
She has
knocked away by King.
That's her 24th.
Okay.
24th.
29-10 is our score. 4:16 remaining second quarter. Bears with a comfortable 19-point lead.
You know, John, you're right. East Brunswick doing a lot of substituting. Perth Amboy, not too much.
And we have Erica Ware in the game now for the first time today.
Erica Ware's in, as is Courtney Bloor, number 41. That's McGinnis with the rebound. And she's tied up by Diaz. And it goes over to East Brunswick.
The Panthers. Right, the Panthers.
I'm sorry, it goes to Perth Amboy. Knocked away by Bloor, comes ball taken by Mataseski. Nice pass to King.
Very nice pass.
So you're right anyway, John. It goes over to East Brunswick.
31-10.
I'll tell you. The defense.
Blake from the right side, that's her side. Long this time. Mataseski will bring it up court.
And Blake is probably a player that needs to set up if she comes in with 22 three-pointers herself, so.
By herself is McGinnis. A little strong. Mataseski gets it up somehow with 4 Panthers hanging on her.
Kara Mataseski and Jan Prissa both with 11 points to lead the Lady Bears.
Substitution for Perth Amboy, that's Marta Ferreira coming in. McGinnis taking a rest for East Brunswick as Varela comes back. And Mataseski will go to the line. Makes it 32-10. So the Bears extend their lead by 23.
Carney paying particular attention to the foul shooting for East Brunswick.
Diaz in and out. Varela with the rebound. East Brunswick quickly comes up court. There's that speed. King, nice move back out to Mataseski. Won't go this time. Blake shows some speed of her own. Takes it all the way. Blocked by Erica Weir. And we're going back and forth here. Bloor, cross court. Varela, shot. And Diaz will pull it down for the Panthers. So a lot of action, no points.
No points.
2:40 remaining, second quarter. East Brunswick against Perth Amboy. Blake, three-pointer. Yes.
I thought her toes were touching the line there, gentlemen, but they gave her the 3.
Why not?
When you're down by 23, Erica turns off the rim, gets her own rebound, and is fouled by Diaz.
Yeah, she's going to have a field night.
Down low, if she's in there.
There's nobody that's going to come close to her as far as dominating the boards.
You saw Blake pull up that three-pointer. She's right behind Kara. She has 23 at this juncture, and Kara has 24.
Okay.
And I think they're probably the third and fourth in the county.
Okay.
Erica Weir at the line. Bullets it in there.
By the way, we should send congratulations to Christian Samoji from Milltown.
That's right.
Next town over, for breaking the state career scoring record held by her father, John Samoji.
Great story. Great story there.
Really is something.
I'll tell you, we might a little bit later talk about potential matchups in the county and talk about how Reggie might handle Kristen Smoji.
Yeah, that's going to be
I have no
fun.
doubt that the Bears can handle St. Peter's, but it'd be interesting. I'd like to talk a little bit about it later.
Well, the way things are going, we may be talking about your report card, Phil, from kindergarten on up. 35-13 is our score. The Bears having a pretty easy night of it. Looking good in the process with 1:50 remaining as Erica Weir dishes off to Varela. Ball rolls out, and it'll go over to Perth Amboy.
And you hear the voice of Reggie Carney, forever coaching, ever talking. I mean, he has this large lead, but he's still into the game.
East Brunswick playing that tight defense.
Good. That's it. Stay down. Nice head, Jar. Good, Colleen. Nice, Kara.
Bonilla knocked away by the Bears. Mataseski comes up with it. Minute 15 left before halftime. Mataseski fights her way up court against Bonilla. Gives it to Varela. Looks across. There's Bloor by herself. Won't go. Weir on the follow-up. And keeps it alive. Mataseski.
Wow.
Finally using the glass to make it 37-13.
She arced that nice and high.
Nice shot, and Erica Weir doing the little things that count. Missed the shot, but kept the ball alive. Got it back to Kara, and Kara put it up.
15 points, just a couple under her season average.
And DeWiga with the playground shot there.
King to Bloor, back to King. 35 seconds. Varela hits the side, but Weir's right there.
Boy, they are all getting their shots.
It's like the first day of hunting season.
Yeah.
Load them up and shoot. 20 seconds remaining. Blake gives it to Diaz. Moves, and they're going to call a foul against Erica Weir.
And looking at Erica, I tell you, you're thinking we keep talking about George Washington and what a great opportunity for her, both academically and athletically. I think she's got to be a forward there. They brought in last year a 6'5" player who's supposed to be a real good one. The year before, they brought in the fabulous 4 freshmen who just turned things around for George Washington. So you got to believe Joe McCune has his eyes on Erica certainly playing forward.
Bonilla throws one up. Erica pulls it down. Quickly outlets it to Mataseski at the buzzer. Off the glass, and it's halftime here at East Brunswick. The Bears comfortably in the lead, 39-13.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity now for Carney to take a look at the intensity of the girls and just the little things that they were concerned about, that he had expressed concern about on the last couple of games. I think they're starting to turn it around now.
Well, a few weeks ago, if you were with us, you saw that we covered the award ceremony, if you will, for the foul shooting contest for the elementary school boys. And tonight we follow up with that presentation with the award ceremony for foul shooting with the elementary school girls. And in a moment, you'll see those young ladies. They'll come out, and if the program flows like it did last time, they'll have an opportunity to take a foul shot.
And I make a prediction. When we actually get to the foul shooting, girls will make more than the boys.
Here we go.
Well, we'll see. You can see the trophies that each of the young ladies will receive. And this is a great opportunity for these kids. We talked about it last time about being on the high school gym floor. But more importantly, it's keeping that sport alive at the elementary school level. these young ladies come, they see the girls play high school basketball. It inspires them certainly to continue their participation.
Well, I'll tell you, I give Frank Knoppenberger a lot of credit for developing this such a program, because it does keep an interest. It does get the kids involved early, and it is a big thrill for them to come out here, no doubt about it.
We're just waiting for the young ladies to show up. They're reluctantly coming down from the stands, and we will introduce them to you. And they get a nice round of applause from the crowd. I think you're right, Phil. It looks like there's some shooters in this group.
Well, girls have better concentrations, I think, than the boys do. I think it's been my experience that foul shooting is one of the things they do better.
Well, let me run down the list because I don't know what order they're going in. But the representative, or winner, if you will, from Bound School is Stacy Kohler. From Central School is Sue Firestone. From Chittick is Angie Lopez. From Frost is Christy Adams. The Irwin champ is Stacy Wang. From Memorial School is Megan Brown. From Warnsdorfer is Rohini Badia. From Hammersholt, 6th grade is Barry Herman, and 7th grade, Diane Skodny. And so they are the winners, and this is Stacy Kohler, I understand.
Interesting that Reggie Carney is bringing his varsity back to the bench to watch this. I think this is probably a little bit of a thrill for the young ladies that are shooting.
And I like it. It
Yeah,
shows a little class. It's a nice touch. Plus, too, I don't think he had a hell of a lot to say in the locker room.
That's true. That
was Sue Firestone, second in line, and she is joined by Angie Lopez and now Christy Adams.
And look at the cheerleaders.
Megan Brown from Memorial.
Isn't that nice?
This is Rohini Badia.
From Warstoffer.
Yep. And then the Hammersholt 2 winners, 6th grade Barry Herman and 7th grade Diane Skodny.
I think John Emery had a little bit different pronunciation than you did. John.
He's probably right. I've been wrong for over 10 years with this.
That pronunciation is Skodny.
Okay.
Probably the daughter of Rich Skodny, who went through high school with me at South River.
No. He's much younger, the Skodny that I know.
No.
And here we go. The young ladies will come out. They'll stand at the foul line and
A moment of glory.
Give it their best. And they're looking for a ball boy. And
that's
looks
Frank
like Frank
Knoppenberger.
Knoppenberger in the white sweater. Not bad.
Not bad.
That was Christy Adams.
All right, she's on the line.
All right. A little power move there.
Yeah, I guess I'm wrong about this theory.
Phil, they're creeping in here. What's going on? Oh, now he's going to give him a lesson.
All right. Oh, the crowd wants it bad.
You know, all the parents are wringing their hands there.
The parents want them to make it more than the kids, I think. Yes, no. Close, though. Much better than the boys overall.
One more. Here we go. Frank's going to let him go around one more time, I believe.
Bring him back.
Yeah, got to bring him back. Someone's got to make it.
Somebody's got to make one.
And as you watch the kids take their shots, we'll take a little timeout and get some refreshments and get ready for this second half.
I'm just fit.
All right, we're getting ready to start this second half. Bears on top, 39-13. And Jim, you got some scoring rundown for us, I think.
Well, very simply, Jan Prisup has 11 points. Kara Matasiski has 15 to lead East Brunswick. Erica Weir with 3, Colleen King with 4, Keisha Weir with 3. That's the scoring for East Brunswick.
East Brunswick comes out moving the ball like they did the first half. Monaseski to King. Look inside to Erica Weir.
Keisha.
I'm sorry, you're right, Phil. It is Keisha. And Bonilla steals it from King, gets it down to Blake.
Whoa.
I'll tell you, nice pass.
A little bit of way East Brunswick was doing it in the first half.
Monaseski, long range, hits the net.
That's her style.
41-15.
The Cars just developed so much confidence in that outside shot. Just an awfully nice touch.
And another throwaway by the Panthers. Chrisup looks inside for King, knocked away by Bonilla. And East Brunswick retains and will start moving around. Whalen looks across court. There's King by herself. Off the rim. Diaz pulls it down. And Blake will bring it up. She'll go from the left side this time. Diaz with the rebound. But Chrisup pulls it away. And here we go on the run.
A little too far.
Nice play by Whalen. To Monaseski to Keisha. And she's fouled.
I'll tell you, good movement.
Foul is on Diaz. Her second. And Keisha will go to the line. She'll shoot 2. Jim, let's talk about state tournament time. Obviously, for the girls, no problem there in qualifying.
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, East Brunswick, by virtue of its record and number 3 ranking in the state by the Newark Star Ledger, but let's not go by that. NJSIA rarely does. But they are clearly the team in Central Jersey Group 4 that has the better record. They've beaten Piscataway twice, so that should give them the number 1 seed, and they'll have a bye as a result of that. Piscataway, I suspect, will get the number 2 seed.
Another turnover by Perth Amboy. Keisha hit the foul shot at the other end to make it 42-16. Chrisup to King, and Monaseski by herself. And that's dangerous.
And you give Kara that much room, and she's going to put it down.
So she's up to 20 points with that 3 and a 2.
And we have
timeout, Perth Amboy.
Francine Dimko has seen enough. She wants to call a timeout to make some adjustments.
So let's finish that discussion, Jim, around the state tournament.
I think what we should talk about first, John, before we go to the state tournament, is the GMCs, because that's going to be the first tournament. And Phil and I were just wrestling around about the likelihood that East Brunswick's going to meet up with St. Peter's and one Christian Samoji.
I'll tell you, we just don't realize how fortunate we are being in this area here. We get to see the number 3 team in the state. And what happens also is that, history was made here last week with Kristen Smoji. Good chance that the Bears could run into them. And I was thinking it'd be interesting to see what Reggie does. Will he do a box and 1, diamond and 2? Will he play his regular defense? Will it be a Bravo thing? Hey, we don't need to create anything special. Our players play good enough defense to help out as they did against Piscataway. It will be interesting, no doubt about it.
I think what's interesting to note is the 2 games against Piscataway, where Danielle Lewis is in an elite class of scorer. I don't think East Brunswick did too much different, but just played its aggressive defense, and like you said, that took care of itself.
Yeah, but you got to understand, you may put her in an elite class of scorer, but Smoji's in a total different class of her own.
Okay.
She's just an unbelievable shooter.
So you're thinking that maybe she needs to have special attention?
Well, unless you decide you're going to give her 40 points. And I just don't think the Bears are going to allow anyone to...
Not much has happened. Bears are on top 44-15. Blake drives to the basket, can't make it. She gets it back again and has it blocked by Monaseski, and Keisha Weir pulls it down. Well, it would be a game everyone would be interested in. That is St. Peter's East Brunswick.
Well, I think that John,
Monaseski, another one to make it 46.
I don't think East Brunswick's going to have a cakewalk to the GMC finals. I think they're going to have to play either Piscataway or St. Peter's in the semifinals to get to the finals, depending on where the bracket is. I don't think St. Peter's and Piscataway would be put in the same bracket just because the way the seeds go.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Oh, that's true.
Nice move by Bonilla.
And I'll tell you that, then you have some sleepers. Not only did J.P. Stevens play the Bears well, but they lost by 5 points to Piscataway. Piscataway had to struggle in the fourth quarter to pull out a game against J.P. Stevens, so that may be a team that's improving as you go along. So you may have some sleepers as well.
Right, Bishop R, who we saw play East Brunswick rather close in the earlier part of the season, is another team to reckon with. And then finally, the team that we're going to see next week on Channel 8, Edison,
That's right.
should be a quality club.
Well, as Phil mentioned, you don't have to look further than the GMC to see some quality basketball, particularly in the girls division. East Brunswick still trying to get it in, and Jan Prissup does to make it 48-17.
You make a good point, John. As a matter of fact, with all the teams that we've been talking about, I think it would be a fair statement to say that the top overall basketball being played in New Jersey this year is in the GMC.
Diaz drives, won't go. Bonilla follows up. And Blake has it knocked away. Mrs. Whalen takes it for a layup and is fouled by Velez.
She's hammered, I tell you. Jim, to make your point, well, we have, I think Piscataway's down to number 6 in the state. We have the Bears at 3, and I think St. Peter's must be about 10, or I'm not sure. But
somewhere in that
they're somewhere in there, so
sure,
it points it out very well.
Jimmy, let's look on the other side of the court, that being the boys team. They recently qualified for the States.
Yes, they did, and they qualified in resounding fashion. Well, they had already qualified Monday night against, before they met Raritan. The record at that time was, I believe, 8-7 or 7-7. That's what it was. So the Raritan game wasn't necessary. However, Raritan is a good club. I think they were 12-6 coming into the evening, having beaten a good Middletown South team. And it was a good test for East Brunswick. Bo Henning had expressed a lot of concern.
Yeah,
We'll pick it up.
Yeah, I want to listen in to Reggie and make another comment.
Okay? So everybody will talk to you. You get some confidence. Hold your hands up. Pick up your target and put it down. Let's go. Ready? Make it. 1, 2, 3. Make it!
Pep talk for
Enjoy.
a little pep talk there for Katie Whalen. And you got to love it. You got to like the spirit. You got to like the togetherness.
Really.
So Katie, now all eyes on her from the bench, at least anyway. And
Yep.
you can see how she's reacting to it.
And maybe she realizes the television crowd is in on this too.
We'll get back to that discussion about the boys and the tournament in just a moment, but, well, she wasn't going to be short, as they say. So Jimmy mentioned that
Yeah,
Perth
okay.
Amboy, I mean, East Brunswick against Raritan.
So they won by about 20 points and did some real nice things. And Henning just wants them to play the good transition that they can play. They're not going to beat teams with defense, by running back and forth. They're going to do it on defense. And Brett Fisher's starting to come on real nice, as well as Richie Kutza, Matt Berliner, and Nick Szymanski, the 3 big boys. And then he has also mentioned that Varnell Johnson and Brian Tenora have been playing under control too, which is important. That whole team has to click together for the boys to play as well as they can.
McGinnis takes the shot. Our score is 48-19. East Brunswick having an easy time of it. Prissup from the paint. And inside of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, East Brunswick hits the half-century mark.
Well, we'll get a good idea just how much the boys have improved Saturday. We're here against the number 1 team in the county, number 1 team in the county, St. Joseph's.
And number 6 in the state.
Right.
And so we'll get to see Papa Smoji anyway Saturday.
He will be in form.
Oh, yes. Katie Whalen takes a little break here, and East Brunswick will start things up with 2:15 remaining in the third quarter. 50-19 is our score.
Yeah, this is good for the East Brunswick boys, just to dwell on that just one more moment.
Varela from the corner.
A lot of those kids are youngsters. And to be able to have the opportunity to play in the GMC, which they'll probably qualify for now, as well as the States, is going to be good experience for them next year. Oh.
Diaz off the glass makes it 52-21, and I think something else too that needs to be mentioned, and we tend to overlook as spectators and parents, and that is the quality of the program at East Brunswick, both the boys and the girls program, again in the GMC and state tournament.
Right, Lori McGinnis on a swish there. Nice shot. East Brunswick is solid, as you point out. The boys aren't having quite the year that they'd like, but they're in every game, and you can't overlook them. They'll be very competitive.
East Brunswick on the run. Prisip to Mataseski, who will take it by herself. And those sneakers are burning tonight, 56-21.
She has 24 points.
It's become a track meet. Although, in all honesty, Perth Amboy looks a little better the second half.
I'll tell you, Maria Diaz throwing a line driver in there.
That was a rope. And even the coach is laughing.
No, not an arch nowhere in sight.
We're always called for traveling, John. You can't get it out.
and Francine Dimko is still laughing. The coach of Perth Amboy.
They'll take it.
You're not kidding, they'll take it.
I informally sort of predicted that Amboy would not score more than 20 points, so they're 23 now. Prove me wrong.
And they do look better the second half, in all fairness, too.
A little more relaxed.
But, you know, this is the beauty, quite honestly, of high school sports. Rebound by Ware. You know, young people out there trying their best, and anything can happen.
And having fun and not taking it too seriously.
That's right. Mataseski looks across.
That's a heck of a pass.
And McGinnis is hammered as she comes inside by Velez. I dare say, though, gentlemen, we may be singing a different tune 4 years from now with this Perth Amboy team.
You got to believe they're going to grow because, as we pointed out before, they're so very young. If they stay together, they're going to develop nicely.
Tamika Perez is in for East Brunswick, number 42.
Ooh, McGinnis almost gets the roll.
So we're gearing up for tourney time, as is the boys and girls team, respectively.
I'll tell you who else is gearing up for tourney time, and that's the East Brunswick wrestling team. This Friday and Saturday. Well, that got away with a foul on that one. This Friday and Saturday at Piscataway High School, the Greater Middlesex Conference Championships. Go ahead, John.
That'll end it at after 3. Our score is 57-23, East Brunswick. And let's hear what Reggie has to say. I think we're going to see a lot of substitutes.
Wait. Colleen, Katie, Maureen, Courtney, and Keisha start out. Okay, let's go. Come on, let's go, guys. All right, hustle. 1, 2, 3, hustle.
Pretty technical, wasn't it?
Yeah, so much for strategy.
Yeah, well, I think Reggie's, just by the way he's talking, the issue has very much been decided. And now, as a result of just going through the motions, probably just wants to even out things in the fourth quarter. You see a lot of substitutions right now.
I want to point out something. I don't know if you guys noticed it tonight, but we have the addition of, I see 2 young men, 3 young men on the cheerleading squad.
I'd like to get a shot at that. I think that's the first time we've seen it. They may have been here a few weeks now, but they couldn't have been too long. And cheerleading's big business, a big thing on the college level. And
foul against Bloor.
Well, I was watching the routine before, and I'll tell you where they lent their assistance was in a couple of
lifting the girls,
throwing her. She went up about 20 feet. I like a gasp came out from the crowd.
And I got to tell you something. I mean, we've all been there at some point, and I give those 3 young men a lot of credit because I know they're taking a lot of razzing from their friends.
I doubt it. I think they may be taking some, but I think people are smart. If you look on the college level, you see a lot of male cheerleaders.
That's right.
And to think about it, East Brunswick is an equal opportunity employer, and the guys are getting the shot there. And I think it's healthy. I really do.
I think it's great. And I hope it carries over.
Okay, let me just finish this up about wrestling. I don't know how to segue into that, guys. Anyway, couple of wrestlers for East Brunswick we should take note of. Number 1 is the 130-pounder Mike Capodanno, who was given the top seed in his weight class. Mike has come along real nice. Had a chance to sit down with him the other day and talk about his career Of course, he has had a couple of brothers, Vinny and Joe, who have wrestled for East Brunswick in the past. They started about 9th grade, but Mike started as a 6th grader and has just progressed, and he's been going up to a couple of wrestling camps, and we'll watch to see him. Eugene Lezark, I guess his name is. He's a lightweight who's going to be wrestling. And Greg Tharney, who played soccer, is also a quality 160-pounder to watch for.
A lot going on here at East Brunswick.
Ooh.
The least of which is this game where the Bears are on top 58-25 with 7:20 left in the game.
And Courtney Bloor just leveled Dewega Blake, no foul.
But Jim, just to pick up on the point that you were making with the wrestlers, we do cover a few matches here on Channel 8, but it's a sport that needs support, just like basketball and football.
Colleen King picking up her 6th point, John. Yeah, the team has gone through a couple of rough years. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Glenn Pazinko, though, is in his 2nd year as coach, and do not think that him being the coach can be related to the way the program has gone, because they had a couple of lean years in the recreation program that they're starting to go through right now. But Glenn is very, very optimistic that the team is going to do well. There's a lot of youngsters on the team. I think Greg is Greg Tharney is going to be the lone senior graduating who starts. But the 7th and 8th graders have already been beating their counterparts from Madison Central, which is a good gauge to measure.
That's right.
And they're going to do well in the future. I look to see the wrestling team improve its record as well as individuals doing well in just the next couple of years. You watch.
They picked up a guy from
basket by Sharon Augustine, who's just entered the game, number 34.
a local guy, I believe, Jeff Yanazzo, doing a fine job with the young wrestlers, and it's going to pay off.
Bears are on top now, 62-25. Perez brings it down to Augustine. Bloor on the follow-up. And the Panthers still going with basically their starting 5. And Phil, Perth Amboy, no chance of winning this. Do you give some of the younger players some exposure?
They are younger players. They are. I mean, everybody there, is either a freshman or a sophomore.
Perez finds the net.
You got one junior, so you're talking about for the Bears.
No, I mean, Perth Amboy,
They are. Everybody there that is a younger player, so.
Well, I guess get them in the game is what I'm really saying. Let them play. That'll pay dividends down the road. Plus, some of these ladies from Perth Amboy have got to be tired. Bonilla, she likes to bullet those things in there.
And almost made it again.
Foul is called. She'll go to the line.
Feisty young lady.
And Adelina Cologne will come in for Perth Amboy, number 34.
Is she one of the Polish gals, Phil?
I don't think so, Jim. I really don't.
We can see you're a man of the world.
It was not Kolonsky.
This is really funny.
Well,
we're having fun with each other.
Well, you talk about fill time here.
This is tough to
we're
do. I
stretching
got to
it
be
right.
honest with you. When it's 64-26. Anyway, Perez gets it down to McGinnis.
Good pass.
Inside the Bloor.
And I'll tell you, speak about youth and whatnot. We know Erica Ware will be gone next year. Reggie bringing Courtney Bloor along nicely. And while there are other players, you got to believe Courtney Bloor is going to be the heir apparent to Erica's position, unless.
Nice move by Bonilla. Won't go for her, but showed some real talent and skill there.
Yeah, Phil, it's an interesting point. I don't think East Brunswick's going to be able to approach the game as they are this year with Erica Ware in the pivot. I think you're going to have to make some adjustments. I don't think you're going to expect Courtney to be as dominant a player as Erica Ware has been, and maybe they can compensate for that with maybe more emphasis on the wings or on the outside shooting.
Well, Courtney's a sophomore, and I said she's getting more and more playing time, and who knows? I remember Erica as a sophomore, and Erica was a fine player, but I don't think she really came into her own till last year.
Bears by 40, 66-26. We have 4:20 remaining in the game. Blake still looking for the basket, and Bonilla throws one up.
And it goes down.
Any way you can.
And I tell you, speaking about Courtney Bloor and Erica Ware, you got to remember when Erica Ware was a sophomore, they had a young lady by the name of Barbie Holland, who has gone on to Bloomfield College and doing a fine job. And Erica sort of played a lot, but she wasn't the main person.
That's a good point.
And I think it's seen the same thing here with Courtney.
You know, it's just another thing. Courtney Bloor is a sophomore. I bet she's going to grow a couple more inches.
Well, she has a lot of talent and has really done well this year. McGinnis brings it up and will put it up.
Ooh,
nice shot,
Nice.
three-pointer. No doubt about that one, 69-28.
There you go.
Shot by Blake.
That's
nice
a little,
jumper there.
Look at that 22-point average,
I told you,
17-point average.
she has to have some time to set up. When she has that, she can put it down. With the pressures the Bears have been putting on her, it's been very difficult.
Yeah, she should be excellent.
Blake again, driving. He gets her own follow-up and the basket as she's fouled.
And you see her, Dewega Blake.
Trisha Flanagan coming in.
Freshman Kim Reinson.
And Kim Reinson.
And we're used to the name Blake associated with Perth Amboy,
That's
but
right.
it was the first name. Blake Taylor, of course.
He could play a little basketball.
Do remember him. Along with an older brother by the name of Brian, and then an
Yes.
older brother yet by the name of Bruce.
Right.
Talk about an athletic family. That's Christine Breens, number 5. You saw in your picture, but here comes Blake. Nice drive that time to the basket, 69-35. And boy, what a comfort for Reggie Carney to be able to go to a bench and just put in 3, 4, and 5 players at a time.
That can play.
That's right. Breens brings it out. Shot that time, won't go. Flanagan.
Nice tip.
Breens will put it up. Yes!
And you hear the cheer.
71-35.
I'll tell you, it's the loudest cheer we had tonight. A lot of people want to see that young lady score.
2 minutes remain in this game. And Blake still trying her wizardry. Good move there by Flanagan, knock it away. Jennifer Baker, who sang the national anthem, comes in. And we got Phil warming up on the side. Good pass that time from Perez.
And they're
She
letting
had
him play.
Reinson in front.
And the Bears have already surpassed their average. They usually average 60.4 points a game, and they give up 42.9 points per game up until this point. And they've held Panthers under their average, and they've scored over their average.
Blake. Right to Baker. Baker is going to take it herself. She's going to the hoop, and she's fouled by Alexander.
And a good look at the young lady who sang the national anthem, and the Bears repeating she did an awfully nice job.
Augustine comes in and Perez comes out. Good technique that time.
Got it.
Makes it 72-35.
I'll tell you, you just got to be here to see Reggie Carney clapping and so emotional and so involved still in the game at this point when someone else might be laying back. He has substitutes in there, and he wants them doing things correctly as well.
Flanagan with her bucket.
I think they're all in the scoring column.
And the bench, you got the whole Bear bench clapping as each time these substitutes score. That's camaraderie, esprit de corps, and that's what makes a championship team.
That's right. Blake somehow gets it up and takes a shot at the basket.
There's a volleyball move there.
35 seconds left.
Reverse spike.
I think we've covered every sport tonight.
Yeah. Still East Brunswick's way.
There we go. Oh, thought she was going to take a shot.
Greens to Reinson. She'll put it up. A little short.
A lot of short. Kim's smiling.
Reggie's smiling, which is more important. Down to 15 seconds now. Blake drives. Won't go, 4 seconds.
Well, let's put it up. Whoop.
Last shot at the buzzer won't go, but it doesn't matter. It's 74-35 is our final.
And a nice three-quarters effort for the East Brunswick team. That's all they really had to give. This game was pretty much out of hand. I don't think you can really hide that fact. But the thing to look for from Reggie's perspective was, can this team get the intensity level back? Can they get their heads back on the way they should as they start to head into an important part of the season, the most important part, where they're going to start to play teams that are going to give them a little run for their money.
Well, and as we mentioned, they still have Edison yet, and Edison's going to be a good test for them. And I'm sure that Reggie's not going to allow this to get too far out of hand. It's a win, and now he'll move on and still, I'm sure, come up with things that he wants to work on. But it was an easy one tonight for the Bears. East Brunswick really just dominating a very young, inexperienced Perth Amboy team. The final 74-35. East Brunswick improves to 16-2, while Perth Amboy falls to 3-13. But a Perth Amboy team, as we've talked about all night, that may resurrect itself in 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years, I think they're going to be heard from. As I said, a very committed coach in Francine Demko, and they're learning. They're taking their bumps now, but it's going to pay off down the road.
Well, that'll be it for us here at East Brunswick High School. And so for Phil Hill and Jim Allinder, I'm John Meggiolaro saying thanks for being with us.